Hello and welcome to Sports Update. I am Emmanuel Fashimi. We will be talking about some pound-to-pound sports. And when we say pound-to-pound sport, you know we're talking about a fix that is boxing, where in Nigerian also, when it comes to boxing, Nigerians are always doing well in that particular area. The likes of Anthony Joshua, though despite he is a British, but he has a Nigerian origin. We have Samuel, we have a lot of them. We have Bash Ali of those days. A lot of, when it comes to boxing, Nigeria is not left out when it comes to boxing history in the world. And now we'll be starting with another young Nigerian, young but a good boxer, Efe Ajagba. After he left the shores of this country, now he is now the toast of world boxing after he defeated Zhan in the fourth round of their bout that happened over the weekend. Efe Ajagba had earlier suffered multiple low blows when he faced Zhan at Hard Rock Hotel that is in Katsoa. But at the end of the day, Zhan was disqualified because of the low below belt punches he was hitting Efe Ajagba with, and that is an offense against the sport. And you know, when you commit an offense in any sport, there are rules and regulations and there are punishment for it, and his punishment was that he was disqualified in the fourth round after he was being won. On that note, I welcome you proper to the show, and I have Isaac Omidiji all the way from Niger State. Now Isaac, Efe Ajagba has been crowned the WBC. He won that title over the weekend, and a good one for him, good one for Efe Ajagba, good one for the boxing world in Nigeria. And in the fourth round, this guy was disqualified because of he was hitting Efe Ajagba where he was not supposed to hit him.
Yes, you know, I would have loved it to be a knockout. Knockout, like if you knock him out. Unfortunately, a win can come in different ways in boxing. You can be disqualified for various offenses, and that offense is still there. He was disqualified because he was hitting him below the belt. And if you are doing that, that is against the spirit of the game. He was warned, he refused, he continued, and in the fourth round, when he repeated it, he was disqualified. And you know, Zhan is also a very great boxer. You cannot take that away from him. Looking at the number of knockouts he has had, I think about, is he 18 or 19? And if he has gotten 13 knockouts in his 18 fights. So these are two great fighters that probably little things like this will come and distinguish who will be the winner and who will be the loser.
Okay, little things like this will distinguish who will be the winner and who will be the loser. And the little thing he did was what actually got him that punishment. And my lecturer back then used to say little things are little things. When they are put together, they become big things. And that is what happened to Kubuski Zhan, because he was being warned. You did the first, second, the third round, you repeated the same thing. Then in the fourth round, you did the same thing, and the judge, the referee, have no option than to disqualify him, and that gave Efe Ajagba victory. 13 knockouts in his fight, 18 fights with just one loss, and compared to what Zhan has, 19 fights with one loss, and then 18 knockouts in total. That's a very big one for both boxers. But for Efe Ajagba, congratulations to him. Congratulations to the Boxing Federation of Nigeria. We want all of our boxers who went outside of this country to come back home and share all their experience with us. And right now, we have our boxers in camp who are training for the Olympic qualifier that will be happening in the African continent. Okay, let's leave the boxing story and come back home proper and talk about this. And it's a good news because the minister has started hitting the ground running, and he has said infrastructure facilities vital to our athletes' success. And the minister has said he's going to actually pay attention to facilities, to our sporting facilities. Over the week, he went to the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, where he actually carried out some inspection, and he has promised to also go to other stadiums, other facilities we have in Nigeria. Isaac, the minister has said facilities, infrastructure is vital to our athletes' success, and he has promised in that area that he's going to do everything he can to get us these facilities, to get us quality and high standard facilities. What's your pulse about what the minister has said?
Well, nothing to be happy about yet, because what he mentioned is just one of the things affecting the success of our athletes. And as a politician, he will say so. He will not say otherwise. What I want now is for him to put it into action. And I hope he will visit the National Stadium in Surulere, and he will know that that one in Abuja is even a good, compared to what we have in the National Stadium in Surulere. So you should go and see the rot there, and see how would this impact negatively on athletes, on the psyche of sport fans, and even private investors. See, governments cannot do everything. Let them bring down a plan where private investors will come into management, fixing and management of our facilities. Let there be a way that they will also benefit from the funds coming in for a particular number of years. If the private sector is investing, they must also profit. So let it be so. And if they are profiting, they will definitely put these facilities in top shape. So they must develop a private government, private sector program to ensure that our facilities are well fixed and maintained. We are very bad in maintaining facilities. Even the Abuja National Stadium has been poorly managed and maintained. But thank God that it's still there. It's better than the one we have in Surulere. That of Surulere is even in no-go area.
Okay, that of Surulere is no go area. We actually have what when it comes to maintenance culture here, we don't have it at all. We have a very bad maintenance culture. Maintenance is key to any of our facilities. Like you said, I just made mention of the boxers, the Boxing Federation. They have two camps, one in Nigeria, one in the UK. Why? Because we don't have facilities that can contain all of them can use. Now they had to spend that money that they are spending in UK. Why don't we spend that money here, upgrade our facilities? These are some of the problems. The government needs to do more, and then they need to bring out policies that will allow private investors to come and invest. You don't expect somebody to come and invest his or her money. At the end of the day, there will not be return. And that is why the private investors in this country are scared. So the government need to do more. It starts with our government official. But for the minister, Isaac Omidiji, let me take you on this side. From what he has said so far, from his interviews that he has granted so far, we cannot judge him on anything now because he's just coming into the office. But what are the signs that we are going to see a better minister that is going to do than what Sunday Dare did before leaving the office?
Well, so John, I didn't know in sports background, but I've been told that ministers don't need to be
He's a farmer.
Experts in the ministry they are posted to. So, we have PAM secretaries, we have directors, we have presidents of federations who will continue to work under him. Now, he must ensure that he is not partial. He must ensure that he's only taking sides with the truth. Because our sport administrators are very cunning. They know how to attract problems to the country. And after that, they will not be waiting for the sport minister to solve the problem for them. So he must be a sport minister that is not just sitting and watching and issuing press statements. No, he must be a sport minister that is ready to go to the nooks and crannies, as well as even investigating what athletes, players are getting, and are they getting it as when they are supposed to get them. He must put his ears on the ground. So I believe he's another statesman. He's not a young man that want to be exuberant. He's a calm senator, and I believe that he'll be able to follow the rules. Follow the lines and follow those who know how to do it. Good, he has appointed a media aide who has been there, who have seen it all. Let him also appoint other aides who are knowledgeable in sport administration and sports management and sports policy development that will guide him so that he will be able to be very, very successful.
Yes, so that he will be very, very successful. All he needs to do is to get technocrats who will actually work with him to take our sports to an enviable height. And I will also love the minister to look into MBBF crisis and bring a lasting solution to that federation, because it's not looking good for basketball in the country. It's not looking good for that sport at all, and it's not looking good for the players. So Senator John Eno, please look into MBBF crisis and bring a lasting solution to that federation. We want peace everywhere in our sports. All right, let's leave that story and talk about another one. Let's talk about the women. We cannot just stop talking about the women because they are the one bringing glory and laurel to this country. But this time around, let's talk at the off the pitch now, where Round the Wardroom has frowned, is upset with latest Super Falcons ranking. They finished 10th in the World Cup teams ranking. We have 32 teams that went to the World Cup. They were ranked 10th, but in the general ranking, the world ranking, where every national team is being ranked according to their rankings and their power, now Super Falcons have been ranked 32, moving 8 places. Before they were ranked 41st in the world, but now 32. But Round the Wardroom say no, that shouldn't be the position where the Super Falcons should be. 32 in the world is not a good one for Round the Wardroom. Isaac Omidiji, I don't know if you actually share in the same plight, in the same light of Round the Wardroom, saying no, he doesn't accept that position for the Super Falcons.
Well, I don't share in his argument or his opinion because what are the indices for ranking a country? Now, the kind of matches you play and the results you get from them. We qualified for the World Cup. All the matches we played in the World Cup are top matches. But how many victories did we get? That is the question. Against Canada, it was goalless. It was a draw against Canada. We got a victory over Australia. And the last group game, what did happen? And again, against England, we lost. So it's like we won a match and drew 2, lost 1. So if you have to look at the points, how many will it take you from the number 40 you are to the next position you are going to? So for us to have even climbed from 40 to 32, it's massive enough. Remember, there are countries that are still doing very well, that are ahead of us who are still doing very well, who have refused to come down. So I don't know whether it's sufficient to be in the top 10, which we will not be. Probably if we have gone to the semi-final stage or to the final, probably we will be approaching the top 10, not even top 5. So I don't know what his arguments are based on, but based on the rankings that I know, these are how countries are ranked. And already we are ranked 10 in that particular tournament. And that is not the only thing. How many quality matches did we play before the World Cup that make us to be where we were? That is 40. So because we not played about 4 quality matches where we won just 1, then you expect a miracle of going like 10, 20 or 10 position. That won't happen.
Okay, that won't happen. But if you look at it also, if we are ranked 10 in the number of teams that went to the World Cup, 32 teams, and we were placed 10 ahead of the likes of the African champions, South Africa, Morocco, Zambia, Super Falcons at least would have been in between the first 20. That is my own opinion. And for Round the Wardroom, he is the one that coached this team, and he knows why he's saying no. He's not going to accept. He's not accepting that position for the Super Falcons. But at the end of the day, for the Super Falcons, they need to turn their sights now to the Olympics qualifier that will be coming up later in the year because we also need to be in the Olympics. But good one for the Super Falcons. Now, for Round the Wardroom and the Super Falcons, news came out that he has been sacked and whatever. Who are they going to appoint for the Super Falcons?
You see, for about 3 days when this news broke out, it's unfortunate that the NFF has not issued out any official statement backing it or denying it. Is that a responsible federation? It's either you deny it or you claim, yes, he has been sacked. Instead of, because as it stands now, Randy Watram doesn't have a contract. Also, Pesoro, the manager of the coach of the Super Eagles, also doesn't have a contract. And he might not have a contract before we even play the next qualifier game. And they are still dilly-dallying between Ogwevan, Finidi George, and Salisu Yusuf, who will be the interim manager, another interim manager. If Randy Watram will be sacked, let them go for another coach. This time around, I don't even want a white coach. If you cannot get another white man, then I don't want another white coach. Let us get our former players who are doing well in management as well. They can do it. Definitely. Don't let us waste a lot of money. Remember, before the World Cup, Radwadom has done nothing good to Super Falcons. The World Cup only gave him that leeway for Nigerians to start supporting him. Before the World Cup, we have lost so many respects. We have lost so many grounds in female football on the continent. We have been disgraced in so many matches. But the World Cup changed everything for him. So if the NFF claim they are no longer interested in him, remember the back and forth between NFF and Radwadom before the World Cup, the unfortunate and disgraceful public display of ignorance and shamelessness between both sides before the World Cup. That will also tell you that NFF will not keep this kind of manager. So since they are there to hire and fire, if they fired him, let them come out and claim, yes, he has been fired. If he has not been fired, it is just mere rumor. And then come out and clear. This is about 3 days now that this came out and nothing yet from a so-called responsible federation.
Yes, nothing yet from the NFF. Is also all a rumor until there's a statement from the NFF. Then we can believe that Randy Wardrum has been sacked as the Super Falcons coach. Okay, let's leave that story and go to Ligue 1. That is the French league, where we have some results over the weekend. Some matches went down over the weekend, and we have some results on the screen right now. We have Marseille. They beat Brest at home 2-0. PSG, Kylian Mbappe can't stop scoring after he was called back to the side 3-1 against Lens at home. Then we have Rennes and Le Havre, a team that got newly promoted 2-2, and Clermont lost to Metz 1-0 at home. We have Montpellier also lost at home to Remens 3-1. We have Strasbourg 2, Toulouse 0. We have Lorient 4, Luxley 1, and then we have Nice and Lyon ending it on a barren draw. Okay, let's leave Ligue 1 and go straight to Bundesliga, the German Bundesliga, where Harry Kane, his first match at the Allianz Arena, he actually got 2 goals, a brace against Augsburg. That match ended 3-1 in favor of Bayern Munchen at the end of the day. But for one man who left Tottenham and won trophy, actually got brace. That is 2 goals in that particular encounter. Isaac Omidiji, before we have the table now, Harry Kane, his first match at Allianz Arena, getting 2 goals in that match against Augsburg over the weekend.
Well, the fans of Bayern Munich should wait and see more from him, because he's a prolific goal scorer, no doubt about it. There is no team he will have gone to that he will not have improved them. And considering the quality of wingers at Bayern Munich, he's going to score more goals. In fact, I don't know whether he saw the second goal he scored. That is a goal made in heaven.
Fantastic. I think that goal should be a goal of the season.
You have to be definitely, you have to be classic good. You have to be a top striker to score such a wonderful goal. You don't wait for the goalkeeper to allow you not to do what to do. Just place the ball, and that's all. The first goal was a penalty. The second goal was a wonderful goal. So for Harry Kane, I don't think there's any climb he will go to that he will not score.
Yes.
And the fans should be willing to see more from him. He is a very made, distinguished goal scorer. Those are the kind of goal scorers we have seen, the likes of Raul of those days from Real Madrid.
Yes, a distinguished goal scorer, Harry Kane, and we believe this time around he's going to get a medal on his neck after he has gotten a lot of golden boots, highest goal scorer award. Now he needs a medal to show for that. Okay, let's have the table quickly. Let's have the German Bundesliga table. Union Berlin sitting comfortably at the top with 6 points, the same with Bayern Munich second on the same number of goal difference. We have Bayer Leverkusen third position with 6 points. We have Wolfsburg 6 points, also occupying the 4th position. We have Freiburg 6 points on the 5th position. We have Frankfurt on the 6th position with 4 points. Borussia Dortmund 4 points on the 6th position, on the 7th position. I beg your pardon. That's a mix-up. And then we have Leipzig on the 8th position with 3 points. Stuttgart 3 points on the 9th position. Hoffenheim 10 with 3 points. And let's have the second half of the table quickly. We have Augsburg occupying the 11th position with 1 point. Borussia Mönchengladbach with 1 point on 12th position. Mainz 05 on the 13th position with 1 point. VfL Bochum on 1 point, occupying the 14th position. Cologne, Heidenheim, Darmstadt, and Werder Bremen 0 points from the 15th position down to the 18th position. The German Bundesliga is just 18 teams. That is how they stand. Okay, let's leave the German Bundesliga now and talk about some transfer. Liverpool now have identified João Felix as a possible replacement if Mo Salah forces his way out of Liverpool, because now the Saudi Arabians are calling him with this money, come and take, we are ready. And Mo Salah is looking at that money and wants to have a fair share of it and bite it well. But for Liverpool now, they have shown interest in João Felix. Is João Felix the kind of player that Liverpool should be going for to replace Mo Salah?
Well, he's a player that any club can go for, but not a Liverpool to use replacing Mo Salah, because he's not Mo Salah and he cannot even be a Mo Salah. He has not proven to be a bit of Mo Salah, and he cannot replace Mo Salah. What Mo Salah has done for Liverpool in his time there. And I think the deal coming in for Salah from Saudi Arabia this time around is coming at a wrong time for Liverpool. Because if the deal has come probably earlier in the transfer window, maybe Liverpool have been able to splash money to get a top replacement for Mo Salah. But if you look at João Felix in the last few seasons, he has not been the best of himself. He's just been loaned from one club to another. If he is that good and that prolific, I don't think Atletico Madrid will be willing to let him go, on loan. And he's a player that needs to seek closure and regain himself. But I think Mo Salah will still remain at Liverpool.
Yes, Mo Salah will still remain at Liverpool, looking at the way things are going.
But Liverpool manager he's so confident that he's still 100% committed. And we just have about probably a week, less than a week, for the end of the transfer window in England. It's still open in Saudi Arabia, so anything can still continue. But I think it will be better for Mo at this level now to be at Liverpool.
Yes, at this level, Mo Salah should remain at Liverpool. Let's take this last one on the show. It concerns Manchester United. They are looking for a quick fix for their left back, and now they've turned their sights on Marcos Alonso. And Alonso himself also told Barcelona, I want to go to Old Trafford. We know over the weekend, Luke Shaw was not there because of injury. Now, if you look at the age of Marcos Alonso, this kind of players, quick fix for Manchester United. What's wrong with this team?
Very confused team, very confused board, confused manager, and very disgraceful owners. That's how I would describe Manchester United. You see, Terra Malaysia is also injured, definitely, but we'll be coming back soon. Both Terra Malaysia and Shaw are not out of the season. There's a certain Alvaro Fernandez that is a left back that was signed for Real Madrid into the Manchester United Academy. He has been promoted to the first team. He was even on the bench in the last game against Nottingham Forest. He's a left back. He can play the left back. Why not show, hope and faith in this young lad? So that if he's tired, you can even deputize him with the way you're doing with Dalot. Diego Dalot can also still play from that particular angle. You need a midfielder and a striker more. You are going for a defender. That club is confused, seriously.
Manchester United is actually a confused club. Glazer's family to sell, no. Do this, no. But at the end of the day, let's see where it will end, for Manchester United. Isaac Omidiji, I don't want all Man U fans to come for you, but at the end of the day, it's just the truth. It's actually a confused club. That is where we leave it on Sports Update. Isaac Omidiji, thanks for doing justice to all of the story this evening.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel.
All right. That is it on Sports Update. I am Emmanuel Fashimi. Thanks for watching.